Joseph Ducroux, 1735-1802, was a French painter who is known primarily for his unorthodox self-portraits. I always wondered where that one painting came from. Why have we only memed one of these 4 portraits? When did we, as a society, fail? A tragedy. What if instead of drops, rain fell all at once? Like, a 2-inch thick sheet of water just goes thwap, and then it's sunny again. Fun fact. This is what would happen if there was no air resistance, and it would actually come down so fast that it would collapse. Oh. Bad idea for a romantic comedy. The chief of police is married to a mob boss, and they have to keep just failing to catch each other. When one of them hits the other in a shootout, it's followed with "Oh, I'm never going to hear the end of this. So how was your day at work? You f***ing shot me. That was my day at work." We clearly have different definitions of bad. Bob Ross would have f***ing loved Minecraft. It's your world where you can do anything you want. You can put anything you want in it. You can put the happy little trees anywhere. This is the purest thing I've read today. Shout out to the guy in charge of the train station at my hometown, who doesn't limit himself to announcing trains, but also comments on interesting birds he sees on the platform, gives completely unofficial weather reports on what he thinks the day is going to be like, refers to very crowded trains as friendly trains, regularly congratulates everyone on having gotten up on time on Monday mornings, basically seems to use the tan noise system to amuse himself and try and brighten up everyone's morning commute, refers to himself as the fat controller. What magical land do you live where there's something other than a robot in charge of the train announcing? Me. Posts chapter on a cliffhanger because I'm secretly not sure what to do next to make a good climax / exciting inciting incident to the current story arc. Poor, foolish mortal who leaves a review. Oh man, I sure hope insert X world / crazy / scary / horrible thing here doesn't happen, especially to X character. Me, the author, who hadn't even conceived that particular idea until the reviewer opened their mouth. Most millennials don't even know what fabric softener is used for, and that worries Procter & Gamble. Millennials are fine without fabric softener, P&G looks to fix that. Weirdly, anti-millennial articles have scraped the bottom of the barrel so hard that they are now 2 feet down into the topsoil. It's so wild. Like, this generation with no f***ing money is learning to prioritize essentials, and all these chuckle F can write is advertisements for these companies. At least our jeans won't tear at the seams after 2 washes. F fabric softener, it's utterly pointless. And F dryer sheets, literally nobody ever has enough of a problem with static to warrant paying out the for that Do you want clean clothes? You don't even need to buy f***ing detergent, just make your own. It's so goddamn easy and 80x cheaper. F the entire laundry industry. F the entire laundry industry recipe. 1 cup washing soda, not baking soda, different things. 1 cup borax, not boric acid. Also a different thing. Half a cup to 1 cup grated bar soap, you can use literally anything. I often use Ivory because it's easy to get and I find it works well. A lot of people like Fels Naphtha, which is an actual laundry bar. Some people use Dr. Bronner's. Really does not f***ing matter. After grating your soap, combine all ingredients. That's it. That's the whole thing. Use maybe a 1/4 cup per load. I've done this for years now and it works as well as any store-bought detergent. What? Thank you. Tumblr user awfully dull. Your URL does no justice to the good advice you give. Also, you can make your own washing soda very cheaply. Step 1. Acquire $5 bag of baking soda from Costco. Step 2. Lay that motherfucking baking soda out on a baking tray. Step 3. Bake the baking soda on a tray in an oven at 400 degrees for 1 hour to make the moisture evaporate, leaving washing soda. Step 4. Revel in how easy and cheap it is to make your own washing soda, and maybe take a moment to be angry that the industry upcharges the F out of something that is so easy to make. I see some of y'all complaining about static and all wanting nice smelling laundry. Go to a craft store, find 100% wool yarn balls. If it doesn't come in a ball, ask an employee to make it into a tight ball for you. Wash in the washing machine to make it felted. Remove from washer, add a few drops of essential oil to the ball, allow to seep in. Dry with clothing. Doesn't need to be rewashed ever, and if it stops smelling, add few more drops of essential oil. Bam. Reusable dryer sheets. I love this post so much. It's filled with helpful advice, hatred, saving money, and f***ing the system all in one. Do you think KGite get the zoomies like normal cats do? Do you think a KGite will get up at like 2 AM and their spouse is like, babe, everything okay? And they're just like, yeah, this one just has to run like 4 miles right now. You're just having a normal conversation with a KGite and suddenly their pupils dilate as they enter the silly zone. Why are you defending embarrassing behavior? Cringe culture isn't perfect, but it's why we don't have to put up with superhuloks anymore. There's way less annoying people, because shaming helps people give up bad cringy behaviors. I would absolutely rather be mildly annoyed by happy people enjoying stuff. I'm not into the miserable people who feel embarrassed about everything they do. I'll take a million superholic kids any day over one weirdo adult who enjoys making people feel bad. Trauma survivors on TV. Beautifully broken. Delivers tearful speech on their traumas. Hug it out. Me. Describes abusive event and laughs. Boy, that sure was f***ed up. My dad has a doppelganger named Eric. For years people have been coming up to him, thinking he was Eric. Sometimes people get a whole conversation going, while my dad stands there politely, wondering why this stranger is talking to him before they stop. Why died, and realize, you're not Eric. None of us have ever seen Eric, but we know he's out there. Sometimes a couple years will go by without an Eric incident, and we worry. But then my dad will come home, like, good news guys, Eric's still alive. I met his cousin today. Hey, do you want my gently used orange? What the F is that supposed to mean? Telling people attracted to men that there are no good men out there, or that men can't love, only normalizes poor treatment from men and doesn't do anything helpful. The idea that all men are naturally garbage is super unhelpful. Because it absolves awful men of the responsibility to be better. It also discourages men who do want to improve their behavior but don't know how. By convincing them that they'll be reviled no matter what they do. Learning how to change involves leaving comfort zones. And making yourself vulnerable by approaching other people's spaces for advice. Also it perpetuates internalized hatred and low self-esteem in men who are genuinely good, and it leads to poor mental health and the sense that as a result of being the gender they are automatically to be reviled. It can also make trans men feel bad or guilty about being men. I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. Naruto said trans rights. My phone auto-corrected Mewtwo to Naruto, but you know what? Naruto says trans rights too. That's Mew. Not to be a history fucker on Maine, but the whole mystery of the lost colony of Roanoke is so funny. Governor of the colony. Hey, I'm gonna go back to England to get more supplies. 115 colonists. Okay, governor ends up spending 3 years in England because of a naval war with Spain or some Governor gets back to the colony to find everyone gone. Governor sees the word Croton, the name of a Native American tribe, carved into a post. Croton tribe has members and children with blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin. Everyone. What could have happened to the colonists of Roanoke? Racism is a hell of a drug. Governor, I can't believe my colony died. Roanoke folks. Actually, these really nice people took us in. We left you a note about that. So please, stop telling everyone we're dead. Governor. Sometimes I can still hear their voices. My wife has said to our cat, "You are the cause of all entropy." I don't know how, but I'm going to blame you for all my problems. Life on this earth is brief. What do you think about the plight of the Jewish people, Miss Kitty? You have to ask yourself, Miss Kitty, would you rather be comforted by a lie or strengthened by the truth? You occupy a very small space in a very large world, but your conscience is ever the umbrella. You also have a cute kitty butt. After the cat ate a ribbon and threw it up, you wanted to be beautiful on the inside, didn't you? You understand that life is meaningless and we must take pleasure where we can. And for you, that is on this blue blanket. I will fight you in hell upon a mound of bones, Miss Kitty. We all hate corporations and Disney until they give us a mildly cute character design. Huh, yep. Never said I hated Disney characters. Just Disney as a corporation. Disney creative team's good. Disney corporate entity bad. I've spoken on this a lot, but basically, 90% of the lower level people who work there are wonderful people who make the world a better place. And then there's upper management. This, never confuse the wage laborer with the executives of a corporation. The executives want you to, because it A. lets them get away with using rhetoric, like, "We are one big happy family," when things are going their way, and B. gets you to blame the individual worker whenever there's a dispute, rather than getting you to question the whole power structure. Hey, can you guys make this post go viral? I want my boyfriend to see this a screenshot on a bunch of different sites, so he sees me saying, "Michael, I love you, and please, drink water." If I could install mods in real life, I'd replace my footsteps with the Mario 64 ones. Shut up nerd. I would give myself 65-pound anime boots and 10x running speed. I mean, me too, but with Mario 64 footsteps. I trust him. There's more than 3 fables on why you shouldn't. Call out post to NASA. Why aren't you exploring the ocean? It's literally right underneath us. You can send a robot a million miles into space, looking for aliens, but not into the giant void that takes up the majority of the earth we live on. Please, I'm scared. NASA knows. NASA has seen the dark beneath. NASA's urgency to leave the planet grows ever stronger. Stop what you're doing. Canadian lynx also do the thing that house cats do, where they stop grooming with their legs stuck in the air. Okay, carry on. They stick their leggy out real far. That paw though, a mighty paw. Last night I got up at 3 AM to feed my cat. So I picked him up, noticed he was purring loudly, and thought in all seriousness, very cat, much purse. Then realized I may or may not spend too much time on this fucking website. As your husband, I feel I should inform you that you said that out loud. Oh my god, that's even worse. Me. Takes a long swig from a flask I was carrying in my purse. Barkeep. Ma'am, no outside drinks are permitted. Me. Hoarsely. This is flour. Have you ever just randomly cried because you've been holding shin for too long? Every week. At least 3 times a week. I definitely read this wrong. L was gonna suggest more fiber in your diet.